Uh, Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, I didn't plan this. This is very impromptu, but I just discovered that I have a little time at hand. And so I wanted to quickly address some pertinent issues of national importance. So, what I'm trying to do now is to quickly react and respond to some national issues and of national importance. I'm sure many of you probably watched the press conference addressed by some northern governors and some emirs yesterday. Uh, I don't know what you made of it, but I want to tell you what I made of it. For me, I think I had over credited some of our leaders with some sense of seriousness, of decency. What's the other word? Anyway, some of these guys were talking, oh, according to the constitution of Nigeria, anybody can contest from any part of Nigeria, power cannot shift to the south, creating the impression that, oh, we have the numerical strength and we shall use it powerfully to make sure that after Buhari, another northerner will be president of Nigeria. No problem. You see, what it shows very clearly to me is that some of these guys don't even know their own history. They don't know the history of Nigeria. They don't know the history of Nigeria. You know, when you are blinded by the arrogance of power, so today you think, okay, we control everything. We control life and death. Is that all there is to life? Is that all there is to life? And do you think people can be enslaved forever? I've read history. There is nowhere. Even, I'll give the example of the state of Israel. It's a very tiny, very, very tiny state, surrounded by people who they've never agreed with. They don't like Israel. Israel doesn't like them. But they are forced to live side by side. And no matter how much you hate that small state of Israel, they have been able to liberate themselves. You know, and this is what I think some of us should be thinking about, especially in Nigeria. That look, I saw something like 19 northern governors. I was stretching my neck like an ostrich to see if I saw the governor of Benue in that arrangement. I didn't see him. I know I saw the governor of Plateau, but can anyone in good conscience tell me that Plateau, that Benue, that Kogi, and Kwara can be regarded as full northern states? Personally, my answer is no. Go and look at the population of non-Hausas and non-Fulani in Kwara, in Kogi, in Benue, in Nasarawa, and in some other parts of what is today regarded as northern state. Northern region is just a geographical expression. There are different ethnic groups who don't agree more often than not. What baffles me is that these leaders, only when it comes to power, that is when they remember that there is one monolithic north. Only when it comes to power and elections. But when it comes to sharing formula, power resides only in a particular ethnic group. And they believe, oh, all the northern states have no choice. They will follow whatever we tell them. This is also a fallacy of history. History has taught us that it's not always so. The assumption that I saw yesterday on television was that the North has the power to win every election in Nigeria and we shall continue to produce the president, and there is nothing any of you guys can do about it. It's not true. I wrote about it just last Saturday. I don't know if any of them read it, or they read it and they dismissed it as usual, as nonsense. But the truth of the matter is that the most popular northerner, the most popular Fulani man in the last 20, 30 years in Nigeria, if not even in the last almost 50 years, is Major General Muhammadu Buhari. Nobody could be more popular than that. He lost elections on 3 occasions. And 2 out of those 3 occasions, he lost elections to Southerners. First to Olusegun Obasanjo, and then second to Goodluck Jonathan. Why can't people do simple arithmetic and know that all this shakara about we can, unless we produce the leader, nothing will happen? No, it's not true. Before that, Chief Moshood Abiola defeated Bashir Tofa, even in Kano. So the problem with some of our leaders is that they don't even understand that their own people are no longer with them. They don't want to admit that they have lost control. What is the essence of power if you have lost control of your own people? If you have power, yesterday they were holding meeting in Kaduna. In that same Kaduna, how many people were kidnapped yesterday? How many people were killed? So what is power when you don't use power to the advantage and benefit of your own people? What is power? So this is what I wanted to address, that it seems a lot of our people just don't understand that they are not in control. Everything for them is all about elections. I can tell you free of charge that if tomorrow there is an election and the South is able to unite, but what they are hoping for is, as usual, they will have their stooge either in the Southwest, in the South-South, or in the Southeast, and they'll just pick one stooge and say, you come and be vice president. When it is obvious that the position of the vice president in Nigeria today is unclear. Let me just be charitable and not use any heavy words. The position of the vice president, which some people in Southeast, in Southwest, and South-South are looking for, is why they believe they can get away with it. But I can assure them that they are misjudging and misreading the mood of the nation. If there is a party, because what they are planning to do now is that both APC and PDP will produce northern candidates. That is their permutation. But only a foolish political party would not know that in a country where most of the ethnic groups want to go away, they want to break away from the union, only a foolish political party would not read that mood and understand that, look, power must shift to the south. Let me tell you, if these guys were performing, I don't care where the president comes from, if they were performing, but you've held power for how long? And how much have you performed? The country is in total disarray. The economy has collapsed. Bandits have taken over everywhere. And yet you are saying that whether I pass or fail, you must promote me, because that's the meaning of what they are saying. The shamelessness of it is appalling. That someone who knows I have failed is insisting you must promote me to the next class. Or that's the meaning of saying I must produce the next president. Based on what? Are elections not based on performance? Is an election not an examination that requires a good result? So what results are they going to produce and provide to suggest that we must continue to follow them? So I just want to tell you that right now, let no one panic, stay calm. Yes, I agree with someone who said that some people are living in fool's paradise. It's true. Don't panic at all. They think Nigeria is owned only by a few governors in the north. They don't even know. Some of us meet with northerners every day who are more frustrated than even southerners. A lot of them can no longer sleep with their two eyes closed. They can't visit their villages. Okay? Some of the most powerful northerners today, some of the wealthiest northerners today know that, in fact, their business thrived better when they had southern leaders. Aliko Dangote's business thrived better under the presidency of OBJ and Jonathan. Absamad Rabiu, Seyudan Tata, I can continue to mention their names. They know how they are welcomed in the South. They live in Lagos, they do their business, nobody terrorizes them. So when you see governors talking like that, it means that they are not in tune with what is happening globally. They are not in tune. You know what they call bravado? They just want to do shakara and harass everybody into submission. Nigeria belongs to all of us, not to a few people. So if you say you have power and you can do it without others, if I were you, so do what the Nnamdi Kanus have been doing by saying, oh yeah, South, go away. If you say you can live without your wife, then why are you forcing the wife to stay inside the house? You say, oh, you're my wife, and your duty is just to continue to produce children for me. Okay? But you can't talk, you have no right, you have nothing, just sit down there and produce, go and cook food for me when I call you in the night, cook food when I, you know. I'm going, and you go and call police and say, no, go and stay at the gate, don't let my wife go. That's what is going on. At a time that people are crying and say Nigeria must break up, some people are still behaving like there is nothing you guys can do. I mean, such arrogance. But as I said, I've read history in my life, and I know history will not be 2023. It would have been 30 years since we had the June 12th election in 1993. 30 years. Nigeria has suffered for 30 years because of the stupidity that we inflicted upon ourselves in 1993. Nigeria has not come out of it. And some people want us to continue with that madness. It means they don't know anything. So the same way they breathe down the neck, some people would like to tell them that they don't understand they don't. I think, yes, I believe it's spiritual. You know, God hardened the hearts of the pharaohs. I read about the pharaohs in the olden days. He who the gods want to destroy, they first make mad. Why would anybody not even read a simple history. In 1992, Yoruba candidates as compensation for what happened to Chief M.K. Abiola. And that is why President Olusegun Obasanjo emerged after a contest with his fellow Yoruba man, Chief, a serious leader today, knows that the South is very angry and bitter because of this kind of arrogance. What do you expect them to do? I expected the leaders yesterday to meet to say, in view of the agitation for the breakup of Nigeria, we want to assure you that we're equal partners in progress, that the Yoruba, the Igbo, the South, and everybody, we are willing as leaders to concede power to the South. Go and determine amongst the three regions in the South. Let PDP produce a Southern candidate. Let APC produce a Southern candidate, so that Nigerians can live in peace and we can all have progress. Why the North feels there will be peace in the North, when the economic power base of Nigeria is in the South. Everything, if you like, you can make your pipes to go to the North from Niger Delta, but the deposit is still in Niger Delta. Whether you want gas, you want oil, you want whatever you want, it's still there. So that's what I expected reasonable people past over 20 years ago, learn from our past. So we are appealing to our colleagues. Imagine this kind of nonsense. Are members of the ruling party in state. He is one man and he respects the president. For him to be so, what these northern governors did yesterday, when people are angry, you don't pour petrol into fire. You pass fire them. You show them some respect. But these guys, I know their strategy in trust for our people. But what have they done with the power? The shamelessness of it is that when you have failed, you should apologize to your people. Today, people in the North want to continue to live with this nonsense? Do you think some people in the North are happy? I know, yes, of course, there will be a few people who are benefiting from the madness. They will support any leader. That our people want us to continue. It's a big shame. And that's why this afternoon, when I had a little time, I decided to come on air and let them know that nobody has a monopoly of smart. They think they are smart is a lie. They are dodging their responsibilities. Their responsibility is to provide security of lives and property for their people. And this, they have not done. The North has failed to protect their people. The North has failed to give them peace, to give them good economy. So what is all this shakara about? They should beg the southern governors to come and help them. I am telling them now, they should beg the southern governors who are outperforming them to come and bail them out of the mess in which they have put themselves and their people. They refused to educate their children. They refused to provide jobs for them. They refused to provide security for them. And all they can do is to grandstand on radio and television and say they are in charge. In charge of what? If nobody is telling them the truth, let them hear it today. The level of poverty in the North is so crazy. If they were in charge, so why have they not been able? Every day they will say they are fighting bandits. How do you fight something that you created yourself? I want to say that my solidarity is with the good people of the North. I have nothing against Northerners. My message is to their leaders who use them as cannon fodders. They use them, they use Northerners. This is one of the reasons why all the Al-Magiri projects that President Jonathan erected, they could not continue because they want these people to wallow in ignorance and in poverty so that they can control, to brainwash them and manipulate them. But the kids that they refused to educate, the kids that they refused, to feed properly, the kids that they refused to provide job for, they are the ones terrorizing them today. So my message to the good people of the North is that we are with you. Don't think we're against you. It's your leaders who have continued to embarrass us all over the world. Your leaders are embarrassing us all over the world. We have nothing against anybody in the North. I have nothing against them. Some of my best friends are Northerners. If a friend from Kano, I don't know if he's watching now, just sent me gifts. This is a man who doesn't have much. Today, I got a call from my office in Lagos that he sent very, very many gifts for my chieftaincy title this weekend, and he sent it to Lagos. I called him to thank him. He's from Kano. He's a scholar. We have never met. We met over social media. Okay? Dr. Sonny Seidu Baba told me today that he is coming to Lagos because of me this week. He's coming to Lagos and we shall be meeting, inshallah, for the first time. I've never met him in my life. I see myself as a member of his family. He sees himself as a member of my own family. I have friends everywhere. But I'm ashamed of leaders who cannot take simple responsibility for their lack of action. Simple responsibility. I expected them yesterday to cry and say, we have failed. Our southern brothers and sisters, come and help us. We are one. Yesterday, they succeeded in dividing Nigeria. That's what they did. Just because they are just incapable of climbing down their high horses. We have failed our people. That's what I expected them to say. We have failed. Help us. If you have failed, you seek help. You don't bully your teacher. You failed spectacularly in your exams. And instead of you to go and look for new tutors, our children, when they are weak in certain courses, what do? We go and get special teachers for them so that after they come back from school in the afternoon, we ask the teachers to teach them and give them extra lessons. That is what the north of Nigeria needs today. Can't you see that in spite of everything, the economy collapsing and everything, the South continues to march forward? Have you seen anybody carrying guns up and down in the South to say we want to fight the North? No. Power today is not about guns, it's about knowledge, it's brain power. Let people use their brains and you will see how you will make progress. Who has time to be fighting anybody? All you want is just power. Power for what? To what use? Nonsense. So, my dear beloved brothers and sisters, I mean, I just needed to respond. Now we have no leaders of opposition in Nigeria. Everybody is just sitting at home, folding their arms and expecting a miracle to happen. So those of us who have the platforms, we will come and give you hope. My message today is don't worry about leaders who are just making shakara and all that. Face your business. Train your children to go to school. Whatever business you can do, if it's to plant corn in your backyard, do something. Don't wait for these leaders. They have held power forever and they have done nothing with the power. And you know when you lack shame, everything looks okay to you. It's unfortunate, but I am very, very happy to speak to you today and to reassure you that the youth of Nigeria are not as stupid as some people think. The youth of Nigeria will reject them when the time comes, when the right people emerge as candidates. It's obvious that these ones don't know anything and they can't change their ways. They are too arrogant. Okay? They are too arrogant to change their ways. So let the youth of Nigeria peacefully, don't engage anybody because everybody, all they are doing is looking for opportunities, okay, to bite and back. Don't give them that opportunity. Just continue to be law-abiding, continue to think and dream big. Some of us were born poor. I lost my father when I was 13 years old. My mother didn't go to school, not because she didn't want to go to school, but because it was not fashionable at that time for female children to go to school. But she knew the value of education, and she sent us to school. And today, the difference is clear. So do everything you can to make sure you seek knowledge. Knowledge is power, and it will set you free. I thank you all. I wish I could speak on. It's almost 4 o'clock, I believe. So I have some other things I want to do. But I just wanted to encourage you that don't let these leaders who have failed their people come out and bully you into submission. That's all. That's all. Anytime they come out to talk their nonsense, let people respond to them intelligently. Don't let them drag you in their mud. Just respond to them intelligently. Ask them simple questions. So what have you done with the power that you have held for so long? What have your people benefited? Shagari from Sokoto was president of Nigeria. Murtala Mohammed from Kano was head of state. General Sani Abacha from Kano was head of state. President Ibrahim Babangida from Niger was head of state and then military president. General Absalami Abubakar was head of state. General Olusegun Obasanjo was head of state and later president. Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, president from Katsina, 3 years. Major General Muhammadu Buhari, president. He was head of state 1984 to 85, and now president from 2015, now going towards 2023. So tell me any of them who turned where they came from into a Dubai. Jonathan came from Bayelsa State. Just tell me any of the leaders who succeeded in turning where he came from into an El Dorado. None. So what is all these basic? That's why we are saying, look, the North, you have tried. Let's go, let the South go and scout for some of the brightest brains that they have, while you are also preparing yours for the next election. Even if it's only for the psychological effect, let the South feel that they are a part of Nigeria. That's all. Instead of seeking peace, you are fomenting more trouble. Has Nigeria not suffered enough? May the good Lord help us. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Keep Nigeria in your prayers. Whether you still believe in Nigeria or not, keep Nigeria in your prayers, and all shall be well. Thank you.